one of the other things that I think ATC does, and I think this plays into what you used to call the or five, was it five rights, I believe, and I don't
Yeah,
know
the
if that's
five rights.
still, yeah.
Can I list the five?
Yeah,
Okay,
please
so I
do.
need to recall the five rights. Okay, right message, right time, right member, right. Actually, I can't recall the remaining two rights. This is from actually some marketing book. I don't think
Uh-huh.
it was in right frequency. That's the fourth right actually.
There
Nah,
you go.
I don't
Yep.
the fifth right. Sorry
Right
about that.
channel. Right channel is
It's
that
right
one.
channel, right channel. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So yes, I think that's an amazing way to define what ATC tries to accomplish. Okay, I didn't invent this. I think it's coming from someone from product or marketing,
Mhm.
but it's an amazing statement which is still true. That's probably one of the best vision statements I ever heard. So
Yeah.
so yes.
Awesome. One of the one of the rights there is the right message, and I know
Yeah.
you've mentioned that. I think perhaps it's the AI model, or maybe it's just manually as part of onboarding. One of the things you look at is the message itself. Um, One of the things that you and I talked about before, and I'd be curious to know what, if anything, has changed here, is at the time, a couple of years ago, the message itself was heavily built by the application developer, right? So not really fully managed by the ATC team. And obviously you've got a few different channels. You can't send, the message that I would get from LinkedIn about a billing notification or an account management notification via email is formatted differently than a mobile push or an in-app push, right? Uh, what kind of infrastructure is there? If I'm an application developer at LinkedIn, I want to send a message, and I want this message to potentially be able to support all the main channels, right? Potentially be able to be routed to in-app, push with a badge, or mobile push, or perhaps email. Do I have to build three separate messages?
I think let me give you. I think there are two. If I parse your question well, you
Mhm.
are asking two different things. Okay, let me
Oh,
explain
okay.
the first
Yep.
one. Okay, the
Yeah.
right message.
Mhm.
What right message means is not
Yep.
that ATC is gonna compose a message for you
Mhm.
magically, right?
Sure.
Right. It means that from all the potential messages you give us, we are gonna select the right one. Okay, so you
Sure.
need to give us upfront your messages, and that's.
Yep.
I give you an example. You send 5 notification to someone, and
Mhm.
ATC is gonna drop 4 of them, and we did the right
Pick the best
message.
one.
Okay, in this, and then how ATC decides that we can talk about later. But
Sure. Yeah.
it's a ranking problem essentially. So we can't make up a message magically unless you tell us what that message is. Okay. But
Mhm.
the second question you are
Yep.
asking is the channel agnosticity of the display. Okay, so
Mhm.
I have message A, and then how that is being visualized on different channels.
Yeah.
So ATC doesn't care about that and shouldn't
Okay.
care about it. For ATC, the message is an ID, some or a set of IDs
Got
which
it.
are not free text, right? It's an
Okay.
IDs, and then ATC says, "Hey, send this ID, this
Okay.
message which is characterized by this ID on the notification channel."
Okay.
And
Mhm.
then the notification system, when it is displayed to the user, there needs to be some logic implemented. So I send you a
Mhm.
notification that, "Hi, Troy."
Yep.
Then maybe my ID is Troy, and I have a notification type, which is this. And then when it's displayed, the kind of formatting will happen in some code, okay,
Okay.
in a notification tab.
Yep.
And we have a technology which can use the same code to use it for push
Mm.
or for email.
Mhm.
This is a standardized use case. Now there are
Yep.
less standardized use cases when you need to implement this display logic in push
Sure.
email notification. Okay, so
Sure.
I just give you an example. The agnosticity, or ATC is agnostic to the display channel.
Mhm. Got it. Okay, so if you have a simple message, I would imagine this would be something like, Sandor just sent you an in-mail, right? Or something
Yeah.
like that, right? Um, I could pass that same message, right, to the kind of notification infrastructure. ATC would route that, and then channel-specific systems that are responsible for actually delivering that message, they could all kind of look at that format that I created, and I create that once, and they would know how to render that to JavaScript and HTML for in-app, and send it down to Apple Push Notification Service or Google Firebase for FCM for mobile push, or wrap it in a big complex tables-based HTML for email.
So the way it works that the source of truth and the domain knowledge lives with the team which uses the comms platform. Like we can't take over that. Like there are 50 or 80 teams at LinkedIn uses the comms platform. There's no way we can even attempt to understand the domain.
Got it.
So we are keeping our systems very domain agnostic. So in your case, the email content lives somewhere with the team who owns the whole email experience. Like it's just an ID message, and my user is just an ID. Like who is the receiver is an ID. The email message is an ID. So this is the information we are passing through our systems, right? And we don't attempt to reason about what is behind it. Okay. And then the logic which displays this, it's again as a plugin system. Which lives with the owner team again. So we are kind of, at the platform side, we are trying to stay out of the domain-specific part, because one, we would require continuously grow our team with the number of use cases if we did that. And also, it would bloat up our code base. And again, we are kind of trying to keep the platform team lean, so we can scale with the use cases in a way that we don't scale linearly.